Imagine a vast, swirling cloud of dust and gas. That's how our story begins. This cloud, billions of years ago, was the birthplace of our planet. Over millions of years, gravity pulled these particles together. They collided, creating heat and forming a molten ball of rock. This was the Earth in its infancy, a fiery and chaotic world. Volcanoes erupted, spewing lava and gases that formed the early atmosphere. There were no oceans yet, no blue skies. The surface was a hostile and unforgiving place. But within this chaos, the seeds of life were already being sown. As the Earth cooled, the vapor released from volcanic eruptions condensed. Torrential rains fell upon the cooling surface, forming the first shallow pools of water. These early pools were the cradles of life, where the first organic molecules would eventually form. The Earth's slow transformation from a fiery ball to a cooler, watery planet was a crucial first chapter in the story of life. This dramatic beginning set the stage for the emergence of the oceans and the first single-celled organisms. Water, the lifeblood of our planet, began to pool on the cooling Earth, creating vast oceans. These early oceans were different from the ones we know today. They were warmer, more acidic, and filled with dissolved minerals, yet these primordial seas were where life first emerged. Deep within these oceans, near volcanic vents spewing heat and chemicals, the first simple life forms appeared. These single-celled organisms, called prokaryotes, were incredibly small but incredibly significant. They were the pioneers of life on Earth. Over millions of years, these early life forms evolved and diversified. They developed the ability to photosynthesize, harnessing energy from the sun and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. This process gradually changed the composition of the atmosphere, paving the way for more complex life to evolve. The emergence of oceans and the first single-celled organisms marked a turning point in Earth's history. It was the dawn of life itself, a testament to the power of nature to create complexity from simplicity. In the depths of the early oceans, a revolution was brewing. Simple, single-celled organisms were evolving, becoming more complex and diverse. This period, known as the Precambrian era, spanned billions of years and witnessed the emergence of the first eukaryotic cells. Unlike their prokaryotic ancestors, eukaryotic cells had a nucleus, a central compartment containing their genetic material. This innovation allowed for greater complexity and paved the way for the evolution of multicellular organisms. As oxygen levels in the atmosphere rose, thanks to photosynthetic organisms, life took another significant leap forward. Organisms developed the ability to use oxygen for respiration, a much more efficient way to produce energy. This paved the way for larger, more complex life forms to evolve. The evolution from single-celled organisms to multicellular life was a slow and gradual process. It was a testament to the power of natural selection, driving life towards greater complexity and diversity. About 540 million years ago, the pace of evolution quickened dramatically. This period, known as the Cambrian explosion, saw an incredible burst of diversification in marine life. The oceans teemed with strange and wonderful creatures unlike anything seen before. Trilobites, with their segmented bodies and hard exoskeletons, crawled across the seabed. Jellyfish drifted through the water, their tentacles trailing behind. Worms burrowed through the sediment, while early ancestors of squid and octopuses began to explore the open water. This explosion of life was driven by several factors, including increased oxygen levels, the evolution of new body plans, and the development of predator-prey relationships. The Cambrian explosion was a pivotal chapter in the history of life, establishing the blueprint for the diversity of animals we see today. The oceans were no longer dominated by simple, single-celled organisms. They were now home to a complex web of life, with creatures of all shapes and sizes competing for resources and evolving new ways to survive. Section 5, From Sea to Land, life conquers new frontiers. For billions of years, life had thrived in the oceans. But about 480 million years ago, life began to make its way onto land. This was a momentous event marking a new chapter in the history of life on Earth. Plants were among the first pioneers to colonize the land. They evolved from green algae in the oceans, gradually adapting to life on dry land. Early land plants were simple, non-vascular plants similar to mosses and liverworts. They hugged the ground, absorbing water and nutrients directly from their surroundings. The arrival of plants on land paved the way for animals to follow. Arthropods, such as insects and spiders, were among the first animals to venture onto land, followed by amphibians, which evolved from fish that had developed lungs and limbs. The land, once barren, was slowly transforming into a vibrant ecosystem. The colonization of land was a pivotal moment in the history of life. It opened up a vast new realm for life to explore and diversify, leading to the evolution of the incredible array of terrestrial plants and animals we see today. Section 6. The Age of Giants. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth. The Mesozoic era, which began about 252 million years ago, is often called the Age of Reptiles. It was during this time that dinosaurs, the most iconic creatures to ever walk the Earth, rose to dominance. From the massive long-necked sauropods like Brachiosaurus to the fearsome predator Tyrannosaurus rex, dinosaurs ruled the Earth for over 180 million years. The world of the dinosaurs was very different from our own. The continents were still joined together in the supercontinent Pangaea, and the climate was much warmer than it is today. Lush forests covered much of the land, providing ample food for the herbivorous dinosaurs. These giants shared their world with a diverse array of other creatures. Pterosaurs, flying reptiles, soared through the skies, while marine reptiles like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs patrolled the seas. The Mesozoic era was a time of incredible biodiversity and evolutionary innovation. The reign of the dinosaurs, however, was not destined to last forever. A cataclysmic event would bring their dominance to an abrupt end, paving the way for a new era in Earth's history. Section 7. Extinction and Renewal. A new era begins. About 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid slammed into Earth near the Yucatan Peninsula in what is now Mexico. This catastrophic event triggered widespread wildfires, tsunamis, and earthquakes. Dust and debris choked the atmosphere, blocking out the sun and causing a global cooling effect. The impact had devastating consequences for life on Earth. The dinosaurs, along with many other groups of plants and animals, were wiped out in a mass extinction event. This marked the end of the Mesozoic era and the beginning of the Cenozoic era, the era in which we live today. While the mass extinction was a time of great loss, it also created opportunities for new forms of life to evolve. Mammals which had lived in the shadow of the dinosaurs were able to diversify and evolve into the many forms we see today. The Cenozoic era is often called the Age of Mammals. With the dinosaurs gone, mammals diversified and spread across the globe, evolving into a wide variety of forms, from tiny shrews to giant whales. Section 8. A world on the brink of change. As the continents continued to drift apart and the climate cooled, the stage was set for the emergence of the world we know today. Grasslands spread across vast areas, favoring the evolution of grazing mammals. Flowering plants evolved, creating a vibrant tapestry of color and attracting a diverse array of insects. One group of mammals, the primates, began to evolve along a unique path. These tree-dwelling creatures possessed grasping hands, binocular vision, and large brains, traits that would prove crucial for their descendants. The cooling climate also led to the formation of ice caps at the poles. These ice caps expanded and contracted in cycles, influencing the climate and driving further evolutionary change. The world was becoming increasingly familiar, yet still very different from the one we know today. The stage was set for the next chapter in Earth's story, a chapter that would see the emergence of a new kind of creature, Homo sapiens. Section 9. A stage set for humanity. The story of Earth before humans is a tale of incredible change, resilience, and the power of life to adapt and diversify. From the fiery chaos of its birth to the lush forests of the dinosaur era, Earth has been through an incredible journey. As we stand on the cusp of a new era, it is humbling to reflect on the vastness of geologic time and the countless life forms that have come before us. The Earth has witnessed the rise and fall of countless species, each leaving its mark on the planet's history. The story of Earth before humans is not just a tale of the past. It is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life and the profound responsibility we have as stewards of this planet. For we are the inheritors of a legacy billions of years in the making, a legacy that we have a duty to protect for generations to come.